To experience the life of the rich, I moved into my best friend's luxury apartment for a while. I told her I needed inspiration for my new novel, but the moment I arrived, I noticed something strange. The apartment upstairs was under heavy renovation, high-strength reinforced windows, a vault-style steel door, and the hallway was filled with boxes of canned food and compressed biscuit. It looked less like a renovation and more like someone preparing for the end of the world. I'm a novelist. Recently, my news story about a super rich character was criticized online. Readers kept saying the same thing. Poor people shouldn't try to imagine the lives of the rich. That comment irritated me. So I dragged my suitcase to my richest best friend's apartment, hoping to find inspiration. But just as I sat down in her 50-square-meter study, ready to start writing, loud drilling and hammering sounds came from upstairs. The noise went on for hours. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore and went upstairs to complain. But the moment I reached the hallway, I froze. Stacks of cardboard boxes blocked the entire corridor. While I was wondering how to get past them, I heard a man speaking inside.
Reinforced windows, bank vault doors.
What are you doing? Building a prison? My writer instincts immediately woke up. Reinforced glass, blast-proof doors, massive food storage. These were the exact elements I had written countless times in my post-apocalyptic novels. I quietly peeked around the corner. The labels on the boxes were clearly visible. Canned food, compressed biscuits, self-heating rice. My mind instantly filled with all kinds of disaster scenarios. Just then, my phone buzzed. A news alert appeared. Several violent incidents had occurred in another city. Authorities were still investigating the cause. A strange thought suddenly crossed my mind. What if this wasn't just a coincidence? I immediately went downstairs and called my best friend Jenny. I told her everything I had seen upstairs and explained my guess. There was silence for a moment. Then she laughed.
Are you having writer's block again? What's next? Are you going to say our neighbor is a time traveler or some kind of hero from the future?
But although she joked about it, she knew me well. I might love imagination, but I never joked about something like this. She immediately canceled her afternoon meeting and drove home. That's what a real best friend does. She complains about you, but she always shows up. On the way back, she contacted property management. The upstairs apartment had been purchased just 3 days ago by new owners, and currently there are only 2 occupied apartments in the entire building, ours and theirs. When Jenny arrived, I was organizing the snacks in her kitchen. She's a food blogger, so brands constantly send her products. Instant meals, snacks, drinks, they filled 2 entire metal shelves. But if my guess about the apocalypse was true, all of this food might only last us 3 months. Seeing how anxious I looked, Wei Wei gently patted my back.
You're overthinking. Even if we really want to prepare, it's already late. Let's rest tonight and deal with it tomorrow.
I nodded. When I lay in bed, my mind was still racing. Eventually, exhaustion took over. Just before falling asleep, I noticed a strange device glowing softly in the corner of my room. It was triangular in shape and emitted a warm amber light. A gentle scent of orange and lavender filled the air. Jenny had installed a sleep aid air purifier in my room. Slowly, my tense nerves relaxed, and soon, I fell asleep. The next morning, I couldn't sit still anymore. Even if everything was just my imagination, it could still become great material for my novel. After discussing it, we decided to prepare, just in case. Jenny would bring food supplies from her company's warehouse, and I would collect survival necessities. That day, I cleared out the pharmacy. Then I went to the mall. Medicine, warm clothes, blankets, hygiene products. By the time I finished shopping, the car was nearly full. That night, we quietly moved everything from the parking garage into the apartment, like ants carrying grains, frozen meat, ready-to-eat meals, rice, snack. We worked from midnight until sunrise. Completely exhausted, we collapsed onto the bed. For the next half month, nothing happened. Life returned to normal. We even joked about donating the extra supplies. But one morning, everything changed. A message suddenly appeared in the property management group. Emergency notice: residents are advised to stock food, close doors and windows, and avoid going outside. Then someone posted a video. It was filmed from a high-rise window. People were running, screaming, chaos everywhere. The group chat exploded with panic. Some people demanded explanations. Others begged security to open the gate. Jenny and I immediately checked every door and window. Then we quietly opened a small gap in the curtains and used binoculars to observe the street. At first, everything seemed normal, but several cars were trapped outside the community gate. Drivers were honking frantically. Then suddenly, one of the car doors opened. A man staggered out. His movements looked wrong. Within seconds, chaos erupted. The iron gate collapsed during the panic. People ran into the apartment buildings. Nobody knew who or what was among them. Days passed. More and more people wandered the streets outside. But strangely, our life inside remained comfortable. Jenny cooked incredible meals every day. Hot pot, roasted duck, even Buddha jumps over the wall. In this apocalypse, I somehow gained 2 pounds. Electricity still worked. Water still flowed. The internet was still running. Sometimes I almost forgot the world outside was collapsing until one evening. We had just finished dinner and were playing games with headphones on. Suddenly, I paused. Something felt wrong. I slowly removed my headphones. Jenny, did you hear that? She took off hers too. In the quiet apartment, a faint knocking sound echoed. Slow, regular. I quietly walked toward the balcony. Carefully, the first pulled back the curtain just a little, and in the darkness outside, a drone hovered directly outside our window. A tiny red light blinked on its body.